Have you ever had that feeling that just soul-crushing moment when you hit submit on a job application
Oh, yeah.
and you've spent hours on that resume making it perfect, and then poof, it just vanishes
Yeah.
into like the digital void?
It really does feel like that sometimes, like shouting into a hurricane, you said. That's a good way to put it.
Exactly. And you get nothing back but silence. You know you're qualified. You know you've got something great to offer, but you're just not getting noticed.
Uh-huh.
It's so frustrating. It makes the whole job search feel like this impossible uphill battle.
You absolutely can. It drains your energy.
What if there was a way to, bypass all that frustration, to actually cut through the noise?
Okay.
What if you could turn that static online thing, your profile, into something dynamic, something proactive that helps you find the right employer?
That sounds promising.
Well, that's what we're doing today. We're taking a real deep dive into mastering LinkedIn, a step-by-step guide to finding the right employer. Our mission, really, is to change how you think about LinkedIn. It's not just a passive online resume anymore. We want to show you how it's a secret weapon for your career.
A secret weapon. I like that.
Yeah. It's not just hitting apply.
Yeah.
It's about being strategic, searching smart, connecting powerfully, and really standing out.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
And look, in today's job market, which is moving so fast, it's so competitive, just sending off your resume and hoping, it's just not enough anymore.
Right.
The whole landscape has shifted. It's really a proactive game now. You need engagement. You need strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to lay out a really practical, actionable guide today. We'll focus on why these specific methods work so well and how they tackle the problems with, the old ways of job seeking.
The spray and pray approach.
Exactly. That era of just sending a resume and waiting by the phone,
Mm-hmm.
it's largely over.
Mm-hmm.
The modern job seeker, you need to actively engage, explore, connect directly.
And I think this is super relevant for so many people listening, right? No matter where you are in your career. Like, if you're a recent grad, just starting out, trying to figure out how your degree translates into actual value, this guide. It'll show you how to use your network, even if it's small, and find those entry points.
Yeah, make those first connections.
Or if you're, say, a migrant navigating a totally new job market, different culture, different expectations.
Big challenge there.
Huge. And we'll show how LinkedIn can bridge those gaps, help you understand the local scene, build a relevant network from, basically scratch.
Crucial.
And also for people re-entering the workforce, maybe after a break, raising kids, or a career change. You might feel a bit out of touch, unsure how to show your skills are still relevant.
That's a common worry, yeah.
Well, this guide is really tailored for those hurdles too, showing you exactly how LinkedIn can open doors you might not even know exist, connecting you with employers who need exactly what you offer.
And the foundation for this, the source material we're digging into, it comes from an expert guide on finding employers, published by The Perfect Resume. And they've actually been recognized as a best resume writing service provider, so they've got a proven strategic approach laid out. We're going to unpack it step by step and give you practical stuff you can use, like today.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's unpack this first big idea. For ages, we've kind of seen LinkedIn as just an online CV, right?
Pretty much, yeah. The standard view.
You list your jobs, your education, your skills, cross your fingers. But what really makes it so much more powerful, more dynamic than just a static resume sitting there?
It's a fundamental difference in its very nature, your traditional resume. It's a snapshot,
Right.
a static document. It shows your history up to that point.
Okay.
LinkedIn, though, it's alive. It's a living, breathing network. It's dynamic. It evolves with you, with the market. Unlike paper, it allows for real-time interaction, continuous discovery, genuine relationship building. It offers layers of insight a resume just can't touch.
Like what kind of insights?
Well, things like recommendations from people you've worked with, a visual feel for your interests through what you share or comment on, a clear link to the specific companies you're actually interested in.
All right.
It's this constant flow of information, the ability to actually engage, the sheer connectivity. That's what sets it apart. Think of it like this. Your resume is a single posed photo.
Okay.
LinkedIn. It's the dynamic, real-time movie of your professional life. Always updating, engaging, telling a way richer story. That's the shift.
That's a great analogy, the movie, not the photo. I like that. It definitely moves it from just a document to, something active.
Exactly.
So Beyond just being digital, what are the key capabilities, the things that really make it a game changer for job seekers, especially those feeling lost in that traditional application black hole?
Okay, yeah, there are several really powerful features that change the game. First up, let's talk about the detailed company pages.
Right, the company profiles.
These are way more than just basic listings. On LinkedIn, these pages offer this incredibly rich picture. You get granular details on their size, locations global, local power, their mission, their values.
The usual corporate stuff?
Yeah, but here's the kicker for job seekers. Their hiring history.
Hiring history. Why is that so valuable?
Because it tells you so much. Are they growing fast? Constantly adding people? Are they moving into new areas, new departments? That signals opportunity.
Oh.
Do they consistently hire for certain roles? That shows ongoing demand for skills maybe you have. This history helps you see if a company is actively recruiting for your kind of background. It lets you focus your energy strategically.
So you're not wasting time on companies that aren't hiring in your area.
Precisely. A recent grad could look for patterns in intern or entry-level hiring. Someone re-entering the workforce might spot companies that value diverse experience or offer flexible work. It's strategic intel.
That is a huge difference. Knowing that history gives you an edge helps you prioritize. Okay, and then you mentioned employee profiles. This feels like where you get even closer, right? Like an X-ray into the org.
Absolutely. It's where you get unparalleled insights.
Yeah.
You can literally see typical career paths within that specific company or even across the industry.
How so?
Well, say you're aiming for senior marketing manager. You can look at people in that role now, see their progression. What jobs did they have before? What companies, what experience got them there?
Okay, I see. Like reverse engineering their career.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this helps you spot skills they needed that might not even be in the job description. This sort of unspoken requirements.
The hidden curriculum of the company.
Kind of, yeah. You also get a sense of the team structure.
Mm-hmm.
Who reports to who? How big are the teams? How do departments interact? Gives you a feel for the environment.
And from that, you can almost gauge your own fit, right? You could spot skill gaps before you even apply. Or you could tailor your resume, your cover letter, to talk directly to what you're seeing in those profiles. It's like getting insider info without, actually being an insider.
That's the power of it.
But let's be real here. What are the less obvious things people should look for in those profiles? Are there subtle clues about culture or maybe unspoken needs? And conversely, what are the pitfalls? Can you misread a company just by looking at profiles?
That's a really crucial point. This is where the deep dive gets interesting. Beyond just the job titles and how long they've been there, pay attention to the language people use. In their summaries, their job descriptions.
What kind of language?
Do they talk a lot about teamwork, innovation, or is it more about individual results? That hints at the culture. Look at the skills and endorsements section too. Are certain skills endorsed over and over for similar roles?
Ugh, the common denominators.
Those are likely the non-negotiables, even if they're not listed in the ad. For someone new to the country, this is gold for understanding local skill needs or certificates. For someone re-entering, it shows you what modern tools or methods are standard now.
Okay, that makes sense. But the pitfalls, how can you get it wrong?
Well, a big one is over-interpreting. Just because one person took a specific path doesn't mean it's the only way. People's journeys are unique.
Right.
Also, some profiles might be out of date. Or maybe they don't fully capture what the role involves today. So always cross-reference, check the official job description, look at other profiles, other company info.
Don't put all your eggs in one profile basket.
Exactly. But overall, yeah, this level of prep, it's just not possible with traditional job boards.
Yeah.
You can tailor your whole approach, how you frame your skills, even how you answer interview questions based on real examples from people already there.
That's incredibly insightful. That strategic prep puts you way ahead. And that connects directly to the next capability, right? Direct engagement. It's not just finding info, it's making that human connection.
Precisely. The power of engaging directly with recruiters, with hiring managers on LinkedIn. You just can't overstate it. Think about the usual job board experience.
Submit and hope. The black hole.
Right. Impersonal. Feels like a digital abyss, no human touch. On LinkedIn, you can send a personalized message, ask a targeted question, introduce yourself with a short, compelling pitch. This direct line, it can lead to chances you'd otherwise miss. You can sometimes bypass those initial screening algorithms and make a human connection right away.
Can you give an example?
Sure. A recent grad could message a recruiter asking a specific question about their graduate program, something that shows they've done their research. That stands out massively from hundreds of generic applications.
Okay, I see. And that leads us to something the source calls hidden job opportunities. That sounds intriguing, like there's this whole secret job market. What does that mean, and why is LinkedIn the place to find these roles that aren't on the big public boards?
It's a really significant, often missed part of the job market. Lots of companies, for various reasons, strategic, operational, and to parodies, they don't advertise every single opening publicly.
Why not?
Could be lots of things. Maybe the role is super niche. Maybe it's very senior, confidential. Maybe they prefer to fill it through internal referrals or their own talent team doing direct outreach.
So they know who they want or the type of person.
Sometimes. Or maybe it's just cost. Advertising everywhere is expensive. Sometimes they feel they can find a better fit culturally, technically, through targeted networking, direct sourcing, rather than a wide net.
Okay. So how does LinkedIn help you find these hidden roles?
By being active yourself.
Yeah.
By engaging with recruiters, building your network with the right people, being visible through your own profile and activity.
Yeah.
You position yourself to be discovered for these roles, often before they even hit the public market.
So you become part of their radar.
Exactly. You become part of that invisible talent. Pool recruiters are constantly scanning. This is where the magic can happen. You're not just reacting to ads anymore. You're proactively putting yourself in the path of opportunities that might not even be formally posted yet. It's about being found, not just applying.
Oh, wow, that's a total mind shift. You're not waiting for the job ad, you're positioning yourself for the opportunity before the ad.
That's the essence of it.
So does this apply more to certain industries? Are there sectors where LinkedIn is like the place recruiters live? And if so, why? What's different about how they hire?
That's a great question. And yeah, it often comes down to their recruitment pipelines and talent strategies. Industries like government, big corporates, definitely, and sectors like IT, education, healthcare, public services, they are really well represented and discoverable on LinkedIn.
Why those specifically?
Well, think about it. Government departments often have structured, ongoing hiring needs. They need transparency. LinkedIn's an efficient way to showcase openings and find extra talent.
Makes sense.
Big corporations. They often have large in-house recruitment teams who spend their days actively sourcing candidates on LinkedIn. They're not just waiting for applications.
They're hunting.
They are. IT and tech, super fast-moving, very competitive. They need niche skills, like yesterday. LinkedIn lets them pinpoint and engage specific talent globally.
Right.
And education, healthcare may be seen more traditional, but increasingly they use LinkedIn to find specialized teachers, researchers, medical pros, especially with specific certifications or academic needs. They prefer that direct professional engagement. And LinkedIn facilitates that perfectly. It's where those professionals gather. So it's a natural hunting ground.
Okay, so we've nailed why LinkedIn is the secret weapon, way more than just an online resume. But knowing it's powerful and actually using that power effectively.
Different things.
Right, totally different. A lot of people still stumble when searching for employers. The guide says the biggest mistake is just typing a job title into the main search bar and hoping for the best. Why is that so bad? So inefficient?
It's just, it fundamentally misunderstands the platform's depth. And honestly, it's a quick way to get frustrated and burn out.
How so?
If you just type, say, marketing assistant into that main bar, you get flooded, overwhelmed. So many results will be irrelevant, old, not right for your goals, maybe not even in the right country.
Yeah, I've seen that. Thousands of results.
It's like trying to find one specific grain of sand by just scooping randomly. You get a lot of sand, but not the right grain.
Wow.
The scattergun approach, it misses all the nuances, the deeper insights LinkedIn offers. It's built for way more precise, strategic searching, which saves you tons of time and makes your search results much, much more relevant, much more effective.
Okay, so let's ditch the scattergun. Let's get surgical. What's the right way? What's step one for a strategic search?
Step one, and honestly, often missed, use the Jobs tab properly.
Not the main search bar.
No. Go directly to the dedicated job section first.
Sure.
Type your target title there, be precise, like policy officer for government or marketing assistant for corporate. That puts you in the right zone. But here's the absolutely critical part. Apply filters. You have to use filters, like location. Be specific, Melbourne or Sydney, not just Australia, which is way too broad.
Right, narrow it down.
Then filter by company if you have targets. And crucially, use the date posted filter. Set it to past 24 hours or past week. This is key.
Why is the date so important?
It ensures you're looking at active, fresh opportunities. You're not wasting time on roles that might already be filled or are stale. These filters, they don't just narrow the list. They transform it from overwhelming 2, manageable, highly relevant, saves hours of sifting, massively increases your chances of finding roles that are a good fit and still open.
So for a recent grad, they could filter for graduate program in London posted past week.
Exactly. Or a migrant could filter by city, then research the companies that show up for diversity. It's targeted.
Okay, so you've used the filters, you've got a refined list, you see a company that looks interesting.
Yeah.
What's next? How do you peel back that next layer of the onion?
Right. That brings us to step 2. Explore the company page, especially the People tab.
Ah, okay. So you found the Department of Agriculture or Telstra through the job search.
Don't just stop at the job ad. Click through to their official LinkedIn company page. Look beyond the news updates, the real gold, the deep insight. It's often in that People tab, which many people ignore.
What do you find there?
You see profiles of current employees, their roles, their backgrounds, even where they studied. This lets you really dig into the company's structure, maybe even its unwritten rules.
How?
You can trace common career paths within that company. See what skills and experiences they really value for different roles, what jobs lead to promotions. You might spot potential mentors, people in roles you aspire to. Great for informational chats later. For someone new to the country, super useful. You see typical local qualifications, how people frame their experience. For someone re-entering, see how people talk about career breaks or transition into roles like the one you want. This People tab gives you a much clearer picture of the internal landscape, the culture, where you might fit, how you could grow there.
That is powerful. It's not just a job description, it's the human landscape. Like seeing the team before tryouts. Okay, and then for even more precision, the guide mentions Boolean search in the main search bar. That sounds technical, like coding or something.
It sounds way more technical than it is. Boolean is just using simple words like AND or R, and not to make your searches super precise. It's incredibly powerful.
Okay, break it down. The example was project officer and Victorian Government, not intern.
Right, so the AND tells LinkedIn both project officer and Victorian Government must be in the results. That instantly focuses it on that specific government body, no private sector roles.
Got it.
The not tells LinkedIn to exclude anything with the word intern. So you filter out those entry-level or temporary roles if you're looking for something more senior or permanent.
Okay. Andy narrows, not excludes. What about OR?
Or is for synonyms or related terms, like marketing or brand management brings up jobs covering either field, and use quotation marks for exact phrases. Human resources manager, in quotes, searches for that exact title, not just human here and resources there.
Ah, the quotes are key for multi-word titles.
Absolutely, and you can combine them, project manager or program coordinator, and tech industry, not startup, and Sydney. This is way, way more effective than just keywords. It cuts out the noise, highlights super specific roles that might be buried otherwise. Almost every result becomes highly relevant, saves so much time.
That makes total sense. It's like using a scalpel instead of a butter knife for your search. Gives you real control. Okay, and the final strategy, leveraging industry-specific LinkedIn groups. Why are these groups such a goldmine, especially compared to public profiles and job boards?
They tap into that informal network, the hidden job market we talked about. Think about groups like APS Job Seekers Australia or Women in Tech AU. These communities become hubs. People share roles that aren't advertised publicly yet. They share insider tips, maybe about upcoming projects, interview questions, salary ranges, company culture stuff you won't find elsewhere.
So it's the inside scoop.
Pretty much. The information flows differently there. There's often more trust. People are more willing to share insights, advice, even contacts they wouldn't blast out publicly.
Like water cooler talk, but online and focused.
Kind of. Someone might post, heard company X is opening a new division. Watch for roles in Y. Or, just interviewed at Z Corp. They really focused on these questions. For grads, university alumni groups are great. For migrants, groups for professionals in their city or industry are crucial for local insights. It's where you get the real skinny and connect with people truly in the know, access you wouldn't get otherwise.
Okay, brilliant. So you've done the smart searching, you found companies, maybe even specific people. Now the tricky part, reaching out. This is where people freeze, right? How do you avoid sending that awful generic message that just screams, delete me? How do you connect strategically, not awkwardly?
Absolutely. This is where strategy meets, well, politeness and genuine interest. The key, polite, direct communication, but with a really specific, easy-to-fulfill purpose. Make it easy for them to say yes or at least respond. Show you've done your homework, you're not just spamming. Respect their time.
Right. And the source gives this simple script that it says is really effective. Let's break it down. Hi, name. I came across your profile while researching company name. I'm very interested in applying for job title and would love any tips or insights you can share. Thanks in advance. Why does this specific wording work so well?
It works for several really good psychological reasons. First, it's specific. You say how you found them, the company, the job. That instantly signals real interest, not a mass email. You've done research.
Okay.
Second, it's respectful and humble. You're not demanding anything. You're definitely not asking for a massive favor like get me a job or review my whole life story. Those requests put people on defense mode.
Yeah, nobody likes those.
Third, and this is key, you ask for tips or insights. That's a low barrier. People generally like sharing advice, helping someone who's clearly making an effort and seems curious. It frames you as proactive, seeking guidance, not just desperate for a job.
So it's less transactional, more relational?
Exactly. Compare that to just, hi, can you help me? Which is vague, shows no effort, and dumps all the work on them. This script, it sets up a helpful, professional exchange. A grad could adapt it to ask about pathways, a migrant about local market nuances. It opens doors.
That's a really subtle but powerful shift from needy applicant to engaged professional. Okay, so with that effective script in mind, who should you be targeting? Just anyone at the company, or are there specific roles that give you the most bang for your buck?
Definitely strategic targeting here. The source points to 3 key groups. First, obvious but important. Recruiters or HR managers at your target companies.
The gatekeepers.
Pretty much. They're actively looking for talent. A polite, direct connection can get you on their radar, maybe bypass initial screens. Second, current or former employees in similar roles to the one you want.
Your potential peers.
Exactly. They offer priceless insights into the day-to-day reality. Team dynamics, workload, culture. They might even flag internal openings. For someone re-entering, talking to people who made similar moves is huge.
Yeah, that would be encouraging.
And third, often the most impactful, department heads or team leads. These are often the hiring managers, or at least heavily involved in the final decision.
The decision makers.
Connecting with them helps you understand their vision for the team and, crucially, gets your name and profile in front of the person who might actually hire you.
Right. Okay, this next point feels huge. It's so tempting, especially if you're anxious, to just blast out hundreds of connection requests. Spray and pray again. But the guide insists. Quality beats quantity. What does that really mean? And what are the actual risks of just mass requesting?
It's absolutely critical for long-term success on LinkedIn and, frankly, for keeping your account healthy.
Yeah.
The focus has to be on building real, meaningful connections, not just racking up numbers.
Why not just go for numbers?
Because blindly sending mass requests with no personalization, no clear reason, it just doesn't work for real networking. People ignore or reject them. But worse, LinkedIn's algorithms can flag that as spammy behavior.
Oh.
Yeah. Your account could get restricted, even temporarily suspended. That would obviously kill your job search momentum.
Okay, so quality over quantity prevents you from getting flagged, but what's the upside of quality?
The source suggests aiming for maybe 5 to 10 meaningful interactions a day. And that's not just requests. It's sending thoughtful messages, genuinely engaging with posts, even just researching profiles to tailor a future message. The long-term benefit, a curated, engaged network. These are people who might actually think of you when something comes up, will share real insights, maybe make introductions. A huge, superficial network offers very little real value. It's cultivating relationships, not just collecting digital business cards.
That's a much better way to think about it.
Yeah.
Cultivating relationships. So even if you're not applying right now, maybe you're just researching. How do you stay visible? Keep your name out there on people's radar just by being active.
This is how you shift from passive seeker to active participant. The guide suggests 3 key ways to stay visible consistently. First, share a thoughtful weekly post.
About what? Your breakfast.
No. About your industry interests, your career goals. Maybe comment on relevant news. Share a take on a new trend. Summarize a white paper. Or even just articulate what kind of role you're looking for and why it excites you. The key is authentic, insightful, relevant content for recruiters and peers. Show you're engaged with your field.
Okay, so thoughtful sharing. What else?
Second, comment meaningfully on relevant posts, especially posts by recruiters or industry leaders. Don't just like it. Add a thoughtful comment. Expand on a point. Offer a respectful counterpoint. Share a related experience.
Why is commenting better than liking?
It increases your visibility way more. It shows engagement, knowledge that you can contribute to the conversation. Recruiters notice intelligent comments much more than a thumbs up. It shows you're a potential thought partner.
Right, you're adding value.
Exactly. And third, publish a short article. Doesn't have to be a masterpiece. A brief reflection on a new skill. A summary of a webinar. A unique perspective on an industry challenge.
Could a grad write about their job search journey?
Absolutely. My journey navigating the tech job market shows resilience, learning. Someone re-entering could write, "Bridging the gap, my return to the workforce," highlighting transferable skills, showing current awareness.
What's so powerful about doing all this? It seems like a lot of effort if you're not directly applying.
Because collectively, these actions shift you from passive applicant waiting to be found to an active participant, even a thought leader, in your industry's conversation. You move from waiting to proactively putting yourself out there in a professional, thoughtful way that attracts opportunities.
Attracts opportunities. I like that framing.
Precisely. Publishing articles especially shows initiative. Thought leadership keeps your profile dynamic, visible, shows you're invested in your field, have a voice, have value to add, beyond just written bullet points. It tells your story.
Okay, amazing. So we've covered mastering LinkedIn, searching smart, connecting effectively, staying active. We've built this great roadmap for proactive job seeking. But even with all that, the resume is still key, isn't it? It's still the foundational document.
You're absolutely right. The resume is still the core document. It formalizes your story. It's often the first gate you need to get through for a formal application.
So when should someone think about getting expert help with that resume, even if they're becoming a LinkedIn ninja?
Well, you should definitely consider it when you want to be sure your resume really stands out, not just to a human, but crucially to the applicant tracking systems, the ATS.
The infamous ATS, the robot screeners.
Exactly. They're automated software employers use to scan, filter, rank resumes based on keywords, formatting. They're your first digital gatekeeper. If your resume isn't optimized for them, it might never even reach a human, no matter how good you are.
Ouch.
Yeah. So services like The Perfect Resume, our source here, they specialize in tailoring resumes to get past the ATS and impress the human reader, communicating your value clearly to both.
Does this matter more for certain industries or roles? Is professional resume help more critical in some fields?
It can be particularly impactful, yes. The source mentions industries like government, big corporations, education, healthcare. These sectors often have very specific requirements. Industry jargon, keyword expectations, specific formats.
Like selection criteria for government jobs.
Exactly. Or corporations wanting certain action verbs, quantified results. A generic resume just won't cut it. An expert service ensures your resume is calibrated precisely for that industry, using the right language to get past the bots and resonate with hiring managers. For a migrant, it's invaluable for framing international experience correctly for the local market.
So even with brilliant LinkedIn strategies, finding hidden jobs, connecting well, being active, the resume still needs to be razor sharp. It's not an either-or situation. They work together.
No, absolutely not either. They work powerfully together, synergistically. Think of the resume as your solid, polished foundation, the detailed blueprint of your career, designed for formal submission, designed to beat the ATS. LinkedIn. It amplifies that foundation massively. It's the dynamic network, the engagement platform that gets eyes on your blueprint, helps you find hidden doors, builds relationships that might bypass formal applications altogether.
But you still need the strong foundation.
You still need the strong foundation. Without it, even if you ace LinkedIn, you might stumble at the formal application stage when up against other strong candidates. There are two sides of the same crucial coin, working together to paint the full, compelling picture of you.
That makes perfect sense. Partners in the job search. And for anyone listening who's thinking, yeah, my resume could use that expert polish, the source has a concrete offer, right? You can email your resume to info@theperfectresume.com.au for a free expert review.
That's right, a free review.
What kind of feedback do they give? Is it just spell check?
Oh, much more than that. They promise clear, honest feedback designed to help you land interviews. It's strategic advice.
Yeah.
How to optimize content, structure, integrate those vital keywords to get past the ATS and into human hands.
So objective advice on how it performs now.
Exactly. Identifying where it might be underselling you or missing chances to connect. And if you want more of full rewrite, cover letter help, detailed LinkedIn profile optimization, they also have a, quote, form on their website for specific services. The really low-risk way to get professional eyes on your key documents.
Fantastic. Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive today, we've really seen that LinkedIn, used right, is this incredible secret weapon.
Absolutely.
This is not just a static profile. It's dynamic, interactive, proactive. We've covered why it's powerful, how to search with real intention filters, Boolean, how to connect strategically, politely, and how to stay visible by posting and engaging with purpose. It's about shifting from just applying to being an active player in your own career story.
Exactly. And if you connect all that to the bigger picture, it's a mindset shift.
Yeah.
Moving from passively waiting for jobs to find you to actively, strategically creating those opportunities yourself. Every step we talked about, refining searches, crafting messages, engaging with content, is a proactive move towards finding and securing that next great role.
Your dream job probably won't just land in your lap. But using these steps, these strategies we've explored, you absolutely can find it and secure it. What stands out to you about that? The power really is in your hands to turn the job search from frustrating to focused, effective, tailored to attract the employers who need you.
And really, we encourage you listening, take action on just one of these things today, right now. Maybe spend 5 minutes exploring a company's People app. Try one Boolean search. Craft one thoughtful connection message. Just one focused step. It can make a huge difference and get that proactive search started.
Let us help you get one step ahead. Take advantage of that offer.
Yeah.
Send your resume in for that free expert review. Start attracting the employers who need what you offer. Don't wait for the perfect job to find you. Use LinkedIn to go find it.